All right, today we're diving into a really cool idea called the practice of everyday life. It's all about finding the hidden power in the stuff you do every single day.
So, where does this idea come from? Well, it's from this super influential book from 1980 by a French theorist named Michel de Certeau. And trust me, this book will totally change how you see your daily actions and, really, your place in the world.
Okay, so let's kick things off with a big question, something de Certeau was obsessed with. Are you just a passive consumer? I mean, do you just take the world as it's handed to you? You know, the way your city is laid out, the products you're supposed to buy? Do you just go with it?
Well, de Certeau's answer was a big no. He argued that thinking of ourselves that way is a massive mistake. He even called it a dangerous omission. It's like we're missing a giant, crucial piece of the puzzle about who we are. See, he noticed that social science is great at studying the big picture stuff, a culture's traditions, its art, its language. But what it often completely misses is how regular people, you and me, actually use all that stuff, how we twist it and make it our own in our daily lives.
And that brings us to this really key shift. He said we're not just consumers. A much better word is users. And as users, we're not passive at all. We are constantly creatively changing the mass culture around us to fit our own needs.
So, how exactly do we do this? Well, to explain it, de Certeau came up with these two amazing concepts, strategies and tactics. And you can almost think of it like this quiet, invisible battle going on all the time between the powerful and, well, the rest of us.
All right, here's the breakdown. Strategies. They belong to the big guys, the institutions. They're all about planning, imposing rules, and controlling things. But tactics are our thing. They belong to individuals. They're the clever, on-the-fly moves we make to get by in those spaces the institutions have created.
Let's dig into strategy for a second. Think of it as anything a power structure does to organize and control things. So we're talking about governments, corporations, you name it. A strategy is the official city map, the strict company policy, or even the intended use written on a product's box.
And on the flip side, you have the tactic. De Certeau actually called this the art of the weak, which sounds kind of dramatic, but it's brilliant. A tactic is that clever, sneaky, often invisible little move you make to navigate the system. It's not about some grand revolution. It's about finding clever ways to carve out your own little space inside their world.
Okay, this might sound a bit abstract, but de Certeau gives us the perfect example to make it all crystal clear. Just walking around a city. Seriously, this is where you can really see the difference between a strategy and a tactic in action.
So he asks us to first imagine the city as it's supposed to be, the one designed by city planners and architects. It's the big, perfect master plan on paper.
That right there, that's the strategic view. De Certeau famously used the example of looking down from the top of the World Trade Center in New York. From way up there, the city just looks like this neat, rational grid. It's a map, right? Something you can understand and control. It's strategy, literally laid out before your eyes.
But then you come down to the street level, and that's the tactical view. Think about how you actually walk. You take shortcuts through parks, you jaywalk, you decide to take the scenic route just because. Your actual path is never what the grid dictates. And that's the magic right there. We, the walkers, are constantly creating our own city right on top of the one that was planned for us.
And this amazing idea, this concept of using a system in ways it was never intended for, well, it goes way beyond just walking. De Certeau had a fantastic name for it. He called it the art of poaching.
So what is poaching? It's basically when you grab the stuff a culture gives you, a TV show, a gadget, a recipe, and you just use it for your own purposes. It's a kind of creative misuse. It's how we live inside the system without letting it totally control us. And once you start looking for these tactics, these arts of doing, you see them absolutely everywhere. It's in how we talk. All our slang and inside jokes are tactics. It's how we read, maybe skipping to the end or deciding the author meant something totally different. It's even in how we arrange our furniture or, completely ignore a recipe and just throw things in a pan.
Okay, so why are we talking about a theory from the 80s? Why does this still matter today? Because it gives us a new way to see the power that we all have, hidden in plain sight, in our everyday lives.
Here's the big takeaway, the most important thing to remember. Your daily routines, they are not just mindless habits. Every single time you find a little workaround, or use a tool in a new way, or just put your own spin on something, you are performing a small but really meaningful act of creative resistance.
Just think about your own day, that shortcut you take to beat traffic. That's a tactic. The way you organize your phone's apps, completely ignoring the way the manufacturer set it up, that is definitely a tactic. That time you adapted a recipe because you didn't have any eggs? Tactic. You are, without even realizing it, a brilliant tactician, practicing the art of the everyday.
And so that leaves us with one final thought, a question for you to take with you. Now that you have this new lens, this idea of strategies and tactics, what little acts of creative power, what tactics, will you notice yourself using today?